Release That Witch. Episode 7. Training, Part 2. Firelight rose from beneath her feet, then quickly faded. That was the 23rd attempt. Another failure. Beads of sweat dotted Anna's forehead. She wiped them with the back of her hand, and the heat surged up at once with a hiss. Without pausing at all, she began the next attempt. The witch's uniform lay neatly folded to one side. Had she not insisted on that from the start, it would have turned to ash in the flames long ago. Fortunately, being the fourth prince meant spare clothes were no trouble. He had Tyre bring a whole barrel of robes, collected on the spot from the maids. The 24th attempt finally bore fruit. The flame no longer rose from her feet, but appeared out of thin air in her palm. She carefully raised her arm, trying to move it toward her fingertips. But the flame wobbled twice, then whooshed up her arm, set the sleeve alight, and swallowed the whole robe. Anna extinguished the fire, expressionlessly tore off the half-charred robe, and turned to dig a new one out of the barrel. At moments like this, Roland would avert his eyes and stare fixedly at something else, even though she did not care in the slightest. In truth, had Roland not insisted, she would happily have practiced stark naked, but then he could hardly have watched properly. He truly could not stay calm facing a naked young girl, especially one whose figure, wrapped in living flame, held a strange allure.
Enough! Throw those thoughts out. As it stands, mastering this power is genuinely hard. The milestone I set for Anna. Flame released from the palm of fingertips, without harming her clothing, and hot enough to melt the pig iron ingots in the pool.
When the 30th attempt failed, Roland called a halt.
Take a break.
Anna stared at him blankly, without reaction. Roland had no choice but to walk over, take the girl's hand, lead her to a chair, and press her firmly down into it.
You are tired. When you are tired, you rest. No need to force it. We have plenty of time. Now, have some afternoon tea.
He wiped the sweat from her damp forehead as he spoke. Roland knew the nobles of Greycastle had no habit of afternoon tea. This world's productivity was so poor that few had the leisure for delicate food. Even 3 meals a day were not universal, let alone 4. As for idle young Westrels, at this hour they gathered in taverns or gambling dens. No such custom? Then invent one. Pastries were ready-made. For want of tea, ale would do. Learning he was bound for a desolate border town, the fourth prince had brought his maids, servants, and cook along wholesale. And so, in the crude wooden shed in the castle's back garden, the very first afternoon tea party was held. Anna gazed at the dishes of exquisite pastries, hardly trusting her eyes. Why would anyone make food this beautiful? She could not name a single one, but the pairing of pure white cream and bright red berries was itself enough to rouse an appetite, and the delicate patterns piped around the edges carved another heavy stroke into her view of the world.
Look at her, utterly at a loss. It is only a strawberry shortcake, you little country pumpkin. And the strawberries are candied, not even fresh. Though I admit, watching a witch eat is more entertaining than the food itself.
Roland watched her lift the cake to her lips with infinite care, blue eyes practically glowing, hair swaying side to side. A strange illusion washed over him, like watching a gourmet anime. A dish that does not glow is not a good dish. All right, this character-raising feeling was rather pleasant too. And so, watching Anna practice and sharing afternoon tea with her became the fabric of Roland's days. Even if he ignored government affairs entirely, Barov kept everything running in perfect order. 3 days later, Barov delivered the compiled records of Bordertown to Roland's office. This would once have been unthinkable, the fourth prince, patiently reading through a mountain of tedious reports. In truth, he had no such patience now. Roland read 2 lines, felt his head spin, and gave up.
Read it to me.
An hour of listening to the assistant's report later, he found the part that did not add up.
Why are Bordertown's tax revenue and trade both zero every single winter? Low temperatures and falling harvests in winter? Fine. But straight to zero? Do the locals hibernate?
Barov coughed twice.
Your Highness, have you forgotten? Winter is the months of demons. Bordertown cannot defend itself, so every resident relocates to Longsong Stronghold. Rest assured, Your Highness, your safety is of course the first priority.
The months of demons? Let me think. Yes, there was such a term. Before now, I paid no mind to ghost stories and evil witches. Superstition of an uncivilized world, I thought. But now, evil or not, witches demonstrably exist. So, what about the other widespread legends of monsters?
In his palace lessons, the history tutor had covered the months of demons in detail. Each winter, after the first snow fell, the sun dimmed, and the gates of hell opened in the impassable mountain range. An evil breath from hell eroded all living creatures and made them servants of the devil. Some animals mutated into powerful demonic beasts and attacked humankind. And most witches were born in this season, their powers far greater than usual.
Have you seen it? The gates of hell.
Your Highness, how could an ordinary man ever see that? Never mind that the impassable mountains cannot be crossed. Even approaching them brings the evil breath upon you. The mild cases suffer splitting headaches. The severe ones lose their minds entirely. Unless
What?
Unless that person is a witch. Only witches can behold the gates of hell, for they have already fallen and become the devil's claws, so the evil miasma does not touch them.
As he said this, Barov turned to glance toward the back garden.
And the demonic beasts? You must have seen those, at least.
Roland rapped the table in displeasure.
No, I have not. Like Your Highness, this is my first time in the Borderlands. In Grey Castle, at the heart of the kingdom, almost no one ever encounters true evil.
One mass migration every year. How is this place supposed to develop? I thought Border Town was merely barren but full of potential. Now it looks like a bottomless pit. If Longsong Stronghold can hold back the demonic beasts, that proves they can be killed. They are not invincible. So why can we not crush them here in Border Town?
Longsong Stronghold has immense walls, and it garrisons Duke Ryan's elite troops. It is not something a little place like Border Town can compare with. Your Highness, from the very beginning, Border Town was built to give the Stronghold early warning. That is why it sits between the North Slope Ridge and the Redwater River.
Cannon fodder then? Planted squarely in the enemy's path? Roland laughed coldly inside.